Hi all, welcome again to my channel, Mommy Beluga Investing, a YouTube channel from a mother learning to invest for my family's future. For today's video, I'm going to give an update about my family's investing journey as of December 2023. Unfortunately, the whole 2023 had been a less productive year for me in terms of making new videos. But I still hope at least that I can regularly make this kind of video to track our family finance and investing journey for at least every 6 months. About this channel, you can also access this channel in podcast version through AnchorFM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast platforms. The channel is Mommy Beluga Investing. Disclaimer, this is an amateur video from my family's own experience. Every family is different, so please do your own research before making any financial decision. Alright, now let's start. Right, this is my family's current strategy for supposedly wealth building. We have maintained the same strategy for at least 5 years now. Yeah, quite a long time. I'll start with sharing our family's cash flow. The cash flow starts from salary. Every month, at the beginning of the month, we set aside around 35% of our salary for investment. Previously, we saved up this amount every month for our emergency fund. However, since we have exceeded our 12-month emergency fund, we set aside mostly for investment and the rest is for our cash. In later slide, we will update our current position, our cash position. After setting up aside 35%, we use the rest for living expenses. We live a quite simple life, at least by our standards. So even after setting aside that 35%, at the beginning of the month, if we don't have any big expenses, we usually still have around 10 to 20% excess of our salary. So in total, it'll be around 45 to 55% for investment. Yeah, so that's the amount that we routinely kept in our cash stash. Yeah, or investment. Yeah, of course, 20% of our salary goes to CPF even before it reaches our bank account. On the first week of January, I did a quick survey of our cash positions up to December 2023. It's appeared that our cash had grown by around 80-ish% as compared to December 2022. We also recalculated our 2023 annual expenses and we found out that they grew almost 15% compared to our 2022 annual expenses, while our salary grew around 18%. This number should be okay, but I think I have to monitor especially the annual expenses growth more closely because I don't want this kind of growth to become a pattern. If our annual expenses grew 15% every year, then it will become an issue for our retirement. All right, let's say that if we choose not to work now, to see how our cash position fare compared to our annual expenses, if we choose not to work now with our 2023 annual expenses, our family can actually live out of our cash for 11 years. Between the year of 2020 and 2021, we stopped putting our cash into SSB because the interest of SSB was too low. Then in June 2022, we started putting our cash into SSB again. It then became a habit or a routine every month throughout the 2023 as well. At the end of 2023, the average annual interest for our SSB was 3.04%. Our plan for 2024 is, first, continue putting cash regularly into SSB. The regular amount of 3.04, so we put money in regular amount if the interest is 3.04 or below, and then we should put more if the rate go above 3.04. This is our way of ensuring that a chunk of our investment has an annual yield at least 3%. Alright, here's my family CPF update as of December 2023 and the plan for 2024 onwards. As I probably mentioned in my previous videos, my husband has reached his full retirement sum sometime in 2021 through a combination of no employment gap for 16 years and then transfer from ordinary account to special account and then annual top-up, voluntary top-up. For me, I reached my basic retirement sum, not the full retirement sum, but just the basic retirement sum at the end of 2022. So back then, for 2023, my next target was to increase my MediSave through, first, maintaining the current job or income, and then 8,000 cash top up to MediSave. How I ensure that I top up every year, 8,000 every year, was in 2023 by transferring 1,000 every other month by voluntary top up, 1,000 every other month, and then extra of 1,000 in June and December. Then lastly, MediSave interest, but that one should take care by itself. I don't have to do anything. The table on the right shows the increase in basic healthcare sum from 2016 to 2023. Then the additional columns here are the projections for the next 3 years with the assumption of 5% constant annual increase for basic healthcare sum. Okay. With this number, I can project that I will at least reach my basic healthcare sum sometime in 2026, before 2027. Since MediSave interest is only 4%-ish, I can see that I won't be able to rely fully on the MediSave interest to cope with the BHS or basic healthcare sum increase. So I still need to continue working or top up to keep up until I reach my retirement age. But that is for next year, not my concern now. My concern now until 2026, sometime in 2026, is to reach the basic healthcare sum. CPF update. Now let us move on to my family's investment. It's actually very simple. Here are our investments as of December 2023. There's no significant update on our investment from December 2022. They made up of bank deposit, government bond, mostly Singapore saving bond, money market fund, stock, be it individual stock, company, ETF or REIT. We still have a negligible amount of peer-to-peer lending, and by the end of 2023, no more position in cryptocurrency. Our decision to pull out from peer-to-peer lending was because at the beginning of 2023, we reviewed all of our investments and we realized that our stocks gave us more yield as compared to the peer-to-peer lending, while risk-wise, from our perspective, peer-to-peer lending is more risky So we didn't see any strong justification for us to keep pumping money to the peer-to-peer lending. So that's when we start moving our cash or money from peer-to-peer lending to stock. And cryptocurrency, we somehow are not really keen on continuing our putting our money in cryptocurrency. So we just focus on, mostly on stock. In addition, we also maintain that all our dividend and our interest from our investment is reinvested. For example, I buy more stocks with my dividend. So every time I receive yield from an investment, be it a dividend or SSB interest or anything else, I will religiously transfer it to my investment account as soon as possible for me to invest. Then we also still maintain our principle to not use any of the income from our investment for consumption or living expenses. The idea is we will start doing this only after our retirement. From December 2022 to 2023, our investments have grown by 18.45%. This is a combination of actively pumping cash into the stock market and the rise in the value of some of our stocks. Only some of our stocks are in the red at the moment. Our 2023 annual investment yield is around 4.5%, not 45%, 4.5%, which is around 38.5% of our annual expenses. This is an updated annual expenses, meaning our 2023 annual expenses. Noting that last year to 2022, the yield was equal to around 22.5% of our annual expenses. So to compare with the previous year's passive income yield, here's our 2023 passive income yield as compared to our annual expenses. We managed to get around 19 and 22% in 2019 and 2020 respectively. But then it was reduced to around 17% in 2021. In 2022, our yield was equal to 22.59% of our annual expenses. While in 2023, our annual expense yield, or what we call passive income yield, covered or equal to 38.5% of our annual expenses. It progressed, yet we should not be happy because our goal is actually to have our annual expenses fully covered by our investment income or our passive income yield. With the assumptions that we continuously invest at our current rate, we have constant annual expenses, and all our investment yields is reinvested. Then with the constant yield similar to this year, which is 4.54%, our investment yield will be equal to our annual income in 2033. Even with the magic of compounding interest and dividend reinvesting, we can only reach, our projection shows, with those assumptions, we can only reach the number in 9 years from now. I guess we just have to maintain our non-passive income, aka working, for 9 years before we can live fully from our passive income. Alright, last slide before I end this video. Some of the proponents of FIRE, or Financial Independence Retire Early movements, use the magic number of 8% of investment yields. So if we use 8% as a projected yield, my husband and I will be able to retire in 2026, which is 2 years from now. If only our actual annual investment yield is 8%. Yes, I guess this is too good to be true if we compare it to my family actual investment yield or passive income yield. Alright, so that was my family's finance and investment update up to December 2023. Follow my channel for occasional individual analysis and updates on our finance and investing journey. I had been pretty slow in churning videos in 2023 due to other commitments, but hopefully my investment can cover my family expenses soon, so I will have more time to work on new videos. I've been helped immensely by other families who put their finance and investing journey out there on YouTube, podcasts, and blogs. So this is my way to pay forward for the community. If you have any ideas to optimize family investment, feel free to put it in the comment section below. Sharing is caring. Please subscribe. It means a lot for a beginning YouTuber like me. You can also access this channel for free in podcast version through AnchorFM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast platforms. The channel is Mummy Beluga Investing. That's all for today. Thank you so much for listening. See you again in my next video.